Welcome back to Cape Critiquers, everybody. Today we are finally talking about James Gunn's Superman.
Yay!
Yes.
So, did it live up to all your expectations?
It was so different than what I thought it was going to be. When it opened up the way it opened, I actually got a little bit more excited.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the first scenes that we actually saw in trailers, was that whole snow scene.
I was actually very happy to see that pretty much everything we saw from the trailers was really early into the film.
Yeah, and I liked it. I just thought it just opened and just kept moving through this whole story.
Yeah.
It was definitely a different take on Superman, but it was almost refreshing because it's not the same old story. How do you keep coming out with these stories and Superman just is fixing these small things all day long and then the one big problem?
This is probably the most humanizing Superman movie I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. And I can understand people saying, oh, he's a woke Superman. Again, that's a term that I don't like. And I just think he was different. I think you nailed it. Humanized. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
not higher than anybody else because he's the man.
I literally don't even know what you'd connect the woke stuff.
No,
yeah.
exactly,
maybe aside from the clear fucking Israel versus Palestine shit.
I feel like so many people who don't like woke also don't like Israel at this point. But anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that's clear as day in the film.
Yeah.
But I kind of just feel like this whole film is very reflective of James Gunn. And only James Gunn could make this Superman story, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree.
Especially when the monkey bots are obviously Snyder
I mean,
fans.
Fucking Superman gets canceled in this film, and then his friends are the people that kind of help him back into the spotlight. It literally happened to James Gunn.
Yeah.
The reason he has this job.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, you could even go as far as to say that Lois is a self-insert to James. James on the podcast. No, I'm kidding. No. I don't know. I think because I saw something where Gunn was he put out a bunch of playlists on Spotify that were character playlists for the characters. And he said something like Lois Lane's playlist is kind of just my playlist.
So sort of the hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think this is a very personal to James Gunn movie.
I think he did a good job. Did he knock it out of the park? I don't know if I'd go that far, but I think he did a great job on it.
I'd go that far.
I know. Well, you even saw it again yesterday, so
I did.
Yeah.
I think
twice.
Yeah.
going in, there's going to be two viewing experiences.
Yes.
One, if you are the Snyderverse Superman, the incredible, confident, I can kick ass, stop Steppenwolf's axe without even trying, then you're going to be disappointed. You're going to say, what the fuck did I just watch? If you go in and just enjoy the movie, forget about what you think Superman's supposed to be, and just enjoy the storytelling, I had a great time.
Yeah.
I really did.
For the most part, though, I'd pretty much say this is what I want Superman to be.
Yeah.
There's just such a clear through line of hope and optimism and kindness that's holy shit, he's so corny, but he's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, but again, also getting around to your humanizing of him. I don't know all the answers. The other traditional Supermans we knew, they always had the answers.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't. He's sort of, learning with us, but he knows what he believes in.
Yeah, and not to jump too far ahead, but the clear dialogue between Clark and Lex, especially towards the end where they're talking about envy and humanizing, is just holy shit levels of superhero and villain writing.
Yeah, well, I told you that my favorite monologue in the whole thing was Lex going off on that whole that whole tirade of it, and you could just feel it in him. That's the envy coming out. Amazing.
Not a perfect movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly, start to finish.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I started to question some of the inconsistencies. But right on. First of all, I was surprised at how big.
David Corenswet.
Yeah,
Oh my God, he's 6'4".
Yeah.
Big dude.
And what got me was the first scene where he's running down the sidewalk to get to work. I'm looking.
Yeah, he's
That's
huge.
all you saw was him. Unless they were hiring actors 4 feet tall, man. I was like, holy shit.
No, even when he got off the elevator, he was
It's
he's
my
up there.
God.
I think that was one of the first images they released.
Was him running
Running
to the
down,
bugle.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe how.
While he was running, I saw the mole man.
Running alongside of him.
Mole Man is
just
running.
alongside.
But to bring that in, the people that are saying or screaming that this is woke and this and that are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I gotta point blank, because he did nothing in this movie that Superman didn't do in 1951
Exactly.
That's exactly
with the mole men.
That's right.
Because basically he was saying,
Save
they're
them.
not
I don't-
hurting anybody.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
had a stone cold
Why are
killer
you
going
trying to
after
fucking
them.
kill him? Yeah.
100%. And
You know,
he
they
tried
didn't do
to-
anything wrong. They're just
Exactly.
out here checking everything out. Why the fuck are you trying to kill them?
You dug into their world.
And that was 1951.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If
feel
only
like
that was a good movie.
this.
Well, but the story there was basically the same.
I mean,
just
it's
trying to
just
stop the
a
waters.
timeless
People were going to
Superman
die.
story.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an alien. I'm the ultimate illegal alien because I'm literally from another planet.
Yeah, I feel like the ideals of this Superman resonate so much more with the original Superman than they do with like the true
Exactly.
Justice American Way one, because
Right.
that's more of like an 80s thing.
Right.
Yeah.
They kind of rewrite him to be like less immigrant and more American.
American. Right, exactly. This Superman
Yeah, he's
was,
Perfect.
I guess, what America used to be, or used to strive to be.
Yeah.
And that's just my feeling. I don't give a shit. You woke bastards want to say something? Comment.
I'm sure we'll get some just from Snyder people alone,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Because 9 out of 10 of the people screaming woke don't even know what the fuck woke means.
Well, they're probably just monkeys in a pocket universe.
I feel like
computer.
Weirdly
typing
enough,
away.
we
Oh,
actually
that's
do
funny.
get like mostly like we had that one guy on the Creature Commandos thing that was like so like
Oh.
anti-Snyder.
Yeah.
So I feel like we get more anti-Snyder fans.
Okay.
Anyways,
I guess we'll see what happens.
Okay, prior to seeing this movie, I will let you. I was a huge Henry Cavill Superman.
And I
fan.
think that's totally fair.
huge. That was my Superman.
Yeah.
Once I saw this movie, that whole just he went out of the picture. I
Yeah.
loved the way they represented Superman in this movie.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was never the biggest fan of the Snyder stuff. I kind of just feel like I've been waiting for this Superman forever,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Agree.
I had some reservations going in, like how are they going to deal with the Daily Planet? And I got to say, they did a good job. You know,
probably one of the best
Yeah.
representations.
exactly, and they brought it forward into today because who the hell's reading the newspaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
They really brought it forward. They had the online stuff, they had everything going with it, and it was just a big, beautiful office, but that shared space office.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely modernized. I think they did a great job with that. And you didn't see the globe on top of the building, but they had like the old black and white one on the wall in
Mm-hmm.
the office on a screen still going. So they really gave it a great representation. I have to say they did
Yeah.
a great job with.
I feel like for as like grounded as the planet is within this universe, like every aspect of the universe is just not afraid to be like something from a comic book. And that's something like since like I feel like the Dark Knight stuff, like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight stuff,
Yeah.
like we slowly have just been getting away from, and now it's finally coming back around where it's like this is like we're talking about fucking comic books. It,
Right.
it doesn't
Exactly
have
right.
to be the most like but how would this work type of thing. Like how the fuck would an alien guy, like he's Superman, he's supposed to be this big blue fucking like baby kind of that comes to Earth and figures it all out.
Right.
And he can fly and shoot lasers and fucking supervision and all this crazy shit.
And he's brought up the right way.
None of it is really supposed to be so serious.
Yeah, agreed.
Speaking of grounded, I do like how like all the sets, like they built a lot of like actual sets, like the whole Daily Planet is like an actual set. The whole Fortress of Solitude is an actual set because like they also want these to be things that they can reuse.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
if you actually build them, it's gonna be cheaper in the long
Right.
run,
Yeah.
type thing. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that all looked great and worked great.
I agree. I thought the fortress was kind of like minimal, but for what was there, I thought was really great. And even
It also just feels a lot more usable than the like 70s Superman.
I loved.
What does he need? He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
really
he's
need a
Superman.
bat
Not
cave
much,
with
yeah.
computers all over the place.
Well,
you know.
There's a great thing in All-Star Superman.
Oh boy.
Instead of stroke. There's a great thing in All-Star Superman where it's just like almost like a type of trophy room. There's like elements of like a zoo and just like he kind of uses it for like science stuff too.
Right.
Just like like he has like fucking small Kryptonians because he can't get them big because it's like a thing Brainiac did. It's just a lot of like,
Okay.
like little things that like he's working on.
Star was a big reference point for this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, I didn't mean to cut you off, but he even mentioned bringing the
the
lizard
kaiju
thing.
thing.
Yeah, the kaiju
too, yeah.
too. A museum or like the
intergalactic
yeah.
zoo.
Yeah, zoo,
Yeah.
which I thought that was pretty cool.
I really like how he was just portrayed. It didn't feel like the Boy Scout stuff was like too much of a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I'd say
It felt
just
really
worked.
natural.
Yeah, very well.
He felt like I was watching a really good guy with incredible power,
Yeah.
just trying to work his way through the world without hurting anybody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I do have to say, the transition from Clark Kent to Superman and back, he actually physically looked different, facially and everything. Would you be able to tell them apart if you were on the street, even though he has that little weird
Yeah,
mojo
I thought
thing
that
with
was
the
weird.
glasses, the way they said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they added that in.
Yeah.
I do like how, aside from that one scene where they're talking about the hypno glasses, like the secret identity stuff isn't even like a question
No.
throughout the movie. It's just
No.
entirely contained within that scene.
Yeah, it feels like the type of thing where it's like, if you choose to focus on it, then it becomes a problem and something you have to think about.
Right.
Yeah.
But if
This-
you just, if you as the creator are sustaining or suspending rather your disbelief, then everyone else will too.
It also feels like a thing where James Gunn probably just heard the hypno glasses thing once and just like, I'm pretty sure that's like been retconned out.
I've never heard it.
So
before,
like, I
but
feel like he just thinks that like, oh, that I guess that's how it
kind
happened,
of works
you know?
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like, and again, not a perfect movie, still also in my opinion, but speaking of working perfectly, I feel like every little like cameo thing that they did and just the way that characters fit into scenes all kind of just flows real perfectly.
Yes.
Like even the Peacemaker cameo.
Yeah, that was
Like
hilarious.
it's such a funny nod of like, oh yeah, like he's also in this universe.
Right.
Without it kind of works into the through line of the story. Like he's shitting on Superman on this like probably like fucking Fox News type of thing.
And I mean, he shit on Superman and his show too. A bunch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It had a, for me, the movie itself flowed great. There was no like dead points that didn't add to the story when he wasn't fighting or whatever. The dialogue in between was actually interesting.
Yeah.
You know, working on to the next scene.
And having watched it twice, like there's so much shit that happens early in the movie that foreshadows a lot of stuff later on. Not gonna be like on the spot trying to think of an example, but there is a ton of like dialogue where if you look back, it's like, oh, that does definitely connect back to something somebody said an hour ago.
I thought the way Superman's powers were used in this were a bit interesting. He seems to need constant recharging from the sun, so I hope we see him power up from that eventually.
Yeah.
I did like that as well. I also just thought like something as simple as him looking inside of the kaiju with his supervision is like kind of something we don't see like ever in Superman stuff outside of cartoons maybe.
Yeah.
So I thought that was awesome.
They used to use that in that 50s show a lot. Is actually looking through walls or what have
Yeah,
you.
to see who's
To
where's
see-
someone being
Exactly.
held or how
Yeah.
many people are.
Yeah.
You know, and it was used a lot in that. And they did a good job with it back then.
I kind of love though like how much of like a small thing it kind of felt like. Like it was just something he does.
Yeah.
There wasn't like this some huge emphasis on it. It's just
Right.
that's one of his powers.
This is one of the most beaten up Supermen I've ever seen, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why I said
Yeah.
Kinda,
there's two
yeah.
views. If you
Yeah.
go into the movie expecting the
Yeah.
all-powerful Henry Cavill,
yeah.
Yeah.
and your first scene is him laying there bleeding in the Antarctic,
And needing to be helped to get recharged.
then you got to go.
I mean, it is because the Mole Man, or it is because Ultraman fucking is just a stronger Superman.
Yeah.
But we didn't know
Yeah.
who it was technically.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we just knew him as Ultraman, whatever. I didn't really think that was a.
I am
Superman
just
clone.
glad that it's not just like a random villain.
Yeah.
Like if the hammer of Bavaria happened to just be some superpowered
right.
fucking
Yeah.
Bavarian.
Well, I
guess.
mean, I initially thought it was the suit
yeah.
that he was wearing that was giving him the ability to. I didn't realize till the end that it was actually, you know,
Yeah.
Lex making a clone.
I guess now that we're on the topic of that, the idea that they're controlling him with all these commands from some, the LexCorp base HQ, I love that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Like a video game.
Yeah.
I loved it too.
I love what you
That was
said
cool.
after the movie though,
Mhm.
when he went into the black hole.
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Eventually, which I think would be great.
I
that
think it's going to be Bizarro.
he would come back as Bizarro.
They definitely
Especially
made a
with
point.
whoever the fuck was driving that like floating thing, like just white-faced fucking skeleton almost with like the black eyes and mouth. Like I don't know what that was, but that kind of just resembles Bizarro.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
They definitely made a point to say that he was dumber than Superman.
Oh, absolutely.
So like
Yeah.
he's just this dumber, stronger guy
Yeah.
that is now stuck in a black hole
Right.
and is probably going to come out of it looking real bad.
But
He even had the long hair.
yeah, even the long hair, yeah. But going back to his powers real quick, the way he used them was really interesting. When he escaped the black hole using his breath,
Yeah.
that was interesting. When he was also getting attacked by, like, right after Lex Luthor's
The Raptors.
Right.
when
Raptors.
when the army was attacking him, he did a spin.
That was awesome,
That
yeah.
was interesting. And then with the heat vision, where he did a spin up and he
Yeah.
did like a Christmas tree with his vision.
Yeah.
That was
just
I don't know. I
great
was
use of
geeking
his
out
powers,
the whole
yeah.
time. So yeah, that got me excited. So
Yeah. This movie just kicks ass.
it was awesome.
Like every aspect.
Really,
It does.
cool.
It does.
I still had problems, not during the movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, looking back, I had problems with some of the inconsistencies. Like, my big thing was, like you said, he wanted to take the monster to an interplanetary zoo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have just lifted him and flew him anywhere.
Yeah.
And my other point was the inconsistency was at the end when the skyscraper fell
Yeah.
and he was
up.
holding the entire building up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the woman in the car could
Why not move the car?
Why? Oh, that too. That was a super speed one. It would have been easier to move the car than hold the building up, waiting
Yeah.
for her to
A little
move.
less stress on you.
But
you
I
know?
said, all right, that was like a little. I was like, a little inconsistency.
I had those
Yeah.
inconsistencies also with him getting hit with like a steel girder and it hurting him instead of just wrapping around him.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
is it an inconsistency though if it is consistent throughout the film that stuff like that happens?
Well, I don't know, but it's not.
I think
is
Dad's
Superman,
approaching it more from
Is
I'm just saying-
Superman able to be hurt by a steel girder
Well-
being swung at him?
So Superman's like suit, that isn't like his suit isn't invulnerable on its own. It's because he has telekinesis. That like a subtle telekinesis that like empowers it, I guess. So maybe it's just anything that he uses as a weapon also gets that telekinesis that gives it that strength.
now that's
Okay.
some comic nerd shit.
That is.
Well, I
that
was
actually
because I was
pretty
wondering
good.
like
Yeah.
recently, like why doesn't his suit get hurt? It's something I probably searched up before, but like just recently I searched it and it's because of the telekinesis,
Yeah.
at least for some runs.
Yeah, it would
So-
make total
Okay.
sense because they were saying in real physics, if you hold an oil tanker up at one end,
Yeah.
the weight of the oil tanker itself would
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he can do that no matter how he holds anything. And they were saying it's because whatever he touches, he then projects
Strength.
a field or whatever,
Yeah.
so that he's just carrying it and everything else is protected. And that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
And they actually proved it in one of the earlier movies when he's flying with Lois Lane. And she's only basically holding on to his finger.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's flying.
And
That's
she's
right.
still able. So that projection of the field over the suit, I guess,
Okay.
works
Kind of
perfectly.
similar thing to like what
You
the Flash
answered the
has.
question for me.
even.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow, worked out good.
Well, I mean, it's also just like this is stuff that was written after like comic runs where like they weren't fucking thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I know.
You know. So.
That was good. That was good.
And I feel like that's not even something that's explicitly ever going to be explained in
Yeah.
the movies or anything.
It's
But
kind of the same difference of like the glasses thing.
Yeah.
You know, if it is never brought up, it's kind of just something that you assume works because of
Right.
some arbitrary reason.
yeah.
Right. And like you said, if it's not focused or important to you, to
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
look at it and go, yeah, I don't know, how can't you tell? You know, worked for years, right? In the original series, put the
certainly.
glasses on.
Yep.
It was like, oh, God, Clark.
One more thing with the Three's opening. I like how
Yes.
later on in the movie we learn that 3 months ago Lois and Clark started dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something I noticed, I mean, like, I guess it was obvious on the first watch, but the second watch it really clicked with me is that Superman is at least 30 years old.
Yes.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Well, yeah,
guess that
I mean, they
kinda-
said that 30 years old,
Yeah.
late
Decades.
earlier.
And I loved how simply they just did away with, like, the usual of his secret identity. It wasn't important
No,
because
it
we
wasn't.
found out really early that she knew exactly who
Yeah.
he was. you know,
Everyone
so-
that needed to know who both of them are.
Right.
in the
Yep.
end.
Well, I
and then it
wouldn't even-
also adds such a great fucking line where after Lex kills the falafel guy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go kill that reporter that you always talk to. I'll kill Clark Kent.
Yeah.
It was just
right.
like that line fucking kills.
Yep.
That's so
Yep.
great. Like for as smart as he is,
Right.
He has no
He
idea.
hasn't
he has
figured it
no
out.
He has
fucking
no
clue.
idea.
Yep.
It is a little bit like I was thinking. It almost undercuts that moment that like he just fucking killed somebody a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't play that out as seriously as I thought
Yeah.
they would. But
I mean, it does kind of. It is like the thing that connects Metamorpho and Superman.
yes, yeah.
But
I'm just saying, like,
he
from a
immediately-
fucking film language perspective,
Yeah.
that is just a very too quick of
Mhm.
just a tone switch up.
Yeah, but that's kind of James Gunn,
I guess.
So
It is like all kind of just a dark humor type.
yeah, I mean, he even says like, "Oh, I didn't expect that to go so quick."
Thing. Also, I think that guy in the comics is also. Remember we were talking about like the hot dogs guy? I think it is like
Okay.
supposed to be the same
Like-
guy, but maybe just sells falafel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the change of Jor-El and Lara being evil can work and definitely push forward the themes of nature versus nurture. I also think it's likely that Lex rephrased it slightly.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this post. It was probably true but reworded when they said he's supposed to rule the world. The real translation could have been that he's supposed to lead. And the harem thing could have been them saying to create a big family and not a harem.
Yeah, I think it's left open-ended
Yeah,
on
definitely.
purpose.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree. I mean, they supposedly had 40 experts look at it and say that it's real, but
Yeah.
Lex is always one step
Yeah.
over.
I'm also
them.
confused, like, what, like, the confirmation from Mr. Terrific is weird.
Yeah, but again,
Yeah.
Lex is Lex, man.
Yeah.
He didn't get where he was.
I
by
just
being
felt like that was
sick
a little
into
bit-
anybody.
Yeah.
Like, of a weird thing. Because I don't even know, like, how does he know
Mm-hmm.
who fucking Lex's guys are?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking was, what's his cousin's name? I know Supergirl, but
Kara?
Kara. Yeah.
Or-
So like, would Kara's parents also have been bad too?
I feel like I saw something where, like, in this universe, it was implied that, like, they weren't even, like, the fucking elves, I guess.
Yeah.
They aren't even, like, heads of state kind of people, like, in the Great Council. Like, they were just, like, worker bees almost. So, I guess like, I heard something where it was supposed to come from that.
Okay.
I don't know.
To me,
Yeah.
it was just another interesting twist that subtle, but it works.
I think it works because of the conversation that Clark has with his dad, where it's like the choices that you make are always going to be more reflective of the idea that people have of you and like think that you should be. I really love the line of like, parents are meant to give you the tools to kind of screw up on your own.
I wasn't thrilled with his parents.
Really?
I thought they made them a little too hicky.
I didn't think they were stupid though. I thought that they were just
people. They were
a
simple.
simple
Yeah, but
people.
At first, I thought they were stupid the way they had
30 years, man.
Yeah, but still.
What were they like 30 years ago when they found a little baby?
Yeah, but see, and they kind of showed that at the end, and I thought that was real touching. And
I
you know,
just thought
good
they
idea.
oversimplified them. I would
Yeah.
have liked them to be a little bit.
I thought
They
it
were
was
just
also...
simple farmers from a simple, you know.
I thought it was weird how, like, it plays so much off of, like, that we have knowledge of them, too.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like that too much, because, like, even, like, I wonder, like, what kids now, like, watching that are thinking. Like, who the fuck are these people? Kind of, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's true.
And also
His
just, like,
adopted parents.
I saw somebody talk about how, like, when he hugs him, like, that moment especially just made somebody thought, like, a reviewer thought, how it really feels like these are people that we are, like, supposed to know from, like, a franchise movies. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of, there are some drawbacks to dropping us into 30 years into this guy's life, I guess.
yeah.
3 years into his Superman career, if you want to
And-
call it that.
Which I thought was cool too. He actually hadn't told Lois
Yeah.
who his parents or where he's from.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that was kind of big. And you said what they've been going together for
3 months.
months.
I think.
Yeah.
I love the line
So-
at the end where Perry is talking to Jimmy.
Yeah, how long?
How long have they been hooking up? 3 months, I think. Speaking of Jimmy, the idea that everybody wants to fuck Jimmy Olsen. It was like the funniest thing
Hilarious.
ever.
And Lex's
Lex's
lady is
yeah.
his ex.
Yeah, which I thought is actually pretty cool. I mean, going back to Valerie Perrine, I think,
Yeah.
played Gene Hackman's.
Yeah, yeah.
You look at her and go, she's just stupid.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous, but she's stupid, and
Yeah.
she's just comedy. And but what she wound up being the hero, saving Superman back then. And this one, as stupid as we thought we was taking selfies on
Yeah.
everything, she was actually gathering a bunch of evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a great job.
James Gunn mentioned that he's interested possibly in making a Jimmy Olsen show.
That would be
Oh,
amazing.
really?
hilarious.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
I've seen a lot of people say that just based on like what Jimmy gets up to in the comics, it would kind of be like a live action. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but regular show from Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
could see
seen
it.
It's a cartoon about like a animals that talk and kind of a whole bunch of like people and shit in this.
It's like a bird and a raccoon.
Yeah, they work at like a park, but every episode they get up to the most like universe bending fucking insanity shit. And that's kind of what Jimmy gets up to in the comics. Like at one point I think he can morph into like a turtle man.
Oh, jeez.
And just like bunch of weird shit.
Yeah.
So there's some fun stories to be told there.
I like the trope of when the guy that's found hot by the chicks doesn't know that he's attractive, so he's just
Yeah.
very confused and like,
He
what the
just
fuck?
like doesn't seem to care.
Exactly. I
also.
love that.
Like
So-
the two women just like at the like copying machine are just like, oh, he's so fine. He's like, okay.
he's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
And he's a little like,
yeah,
I loved it.
I gotta say, I'm in love with Miss Maisel,
yeah,
Yeah.
Lois Lane.
Yeah,
she
she
could,
did a
she
great
could
job.
just.
That was awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
I just love the way she speaks. I love the way she's in the scene.
Yeah.
you
yeah.
know.
She and I thought it was great that every character in this movie has something to do, but like they really gave her something to do.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You know,
She
she's
wasn't
very important to the story.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And she got to fly the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got pretty good at it.
She
too,
did.
right?
Personally, I think Mr. Terrific is a standout.
Oh,
I have
he
to
was
100% agree,
awesome.
Yes.
and I
I
said
was
that
shocked.
that night as well. He
Yeah.
was when he first spoke. I was like, oh, geez, and then he just took off. He was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
I was asking her.
Yeah.
I was not familiar at all
Neither
with Mr.
am I.
Terrific.
That's why I asked, are they going to make a series?
Well, that's another one that Gunn said he might want to make a
And
series
I
for.
would
Yeah.
love to
He was
see
cool.
that with
Super
him.
Yeah.
interesting
He was
character.
really good.
Played awesome. All his little toys
Yep.
and what he had to do.
Yeah. And even I can help you find the code. I don't need your help.
I don't
I'm
need your
goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
He's just fucking hilarious and
I like
Great.
the fact also that he was the only one that actually went after her
Yeah.
to find
Mhm.
Superman.
Yeah.
You know, the other two were still like, not my problem.
I also kind of love the idea though that Clark is so good and it's just so like pure that he can inspire others to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have Guy Gardner at a fucking diner,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like watching this conflict. He's like, ah, God fucking damn it! Like,
Yeah.
I gotta go help, you know. And what Nathan Fillion, a lot of people gave that casting shit when they first heard about it, but
Oh,
I thought he
no.
knocked it out of the
I-
park.
He was awesome. He was
fantastic.
good.
I love
He
him,
was great
period.
as Guy.
He
Yeah.
could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
I have to agree.
And he plays that role so well of just like the kind of stuck up dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny and he nailed it.
Yep. And they made fun of his haircut.
Yeah.
Well, how many women would disagree?
400
485 or something
like that.
487 women would disagree.
That haircut should be against your vows.
Yeah.
Okay, the only character that I had a slight problem with was Hawkgirl.
Why?
The helmet design.
Oh,
kinda terrible.
costume-wise.
Yeah, costume wise, yeah. And
Well,
the
also
the
remember
screech.
these are costumes that are made by Max Lord of Lord Tech.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's
so
fair.
they're all kind of uniformy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hers kind
Hers
of,
just looked odd.
it looked like one step above the Flintstones. And it kind of looked like I could have bought it at Cedarhurst Paper or one of those Halloween
Yeah.
pop-ups.
Maybe that's the point, though. Maybe there's something more to the whole
It's
Max
weird.
Lord thing.
It just looked like a Nacho Libre mask. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of even like Guy Gardner's.
The second thing that confused me was why was she screeching?
She's Hawkgirl.
She doesn't do that
They
in
don't
the
do
comics.
that.
She's a hawk. No, I don't know.
No, but I mean,
she literally
that
doesn't
power-
do that. in the
Yeah, I don't know.
comics. It was
I'm
just strange.
not
Was added
familiar
in.
enough with her.
yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny though. The one scene of her when she goes to Jarnapar or whatever the fuck, or Bavaria, and she picks up the president.
Oh, yeah.
So close to her face, and she's screeching, and she's like crazy.
I'm not Superman.
I thought that was
Drops
cool.
him. That was very cool.
I think it's cool, the screeching. because that's what a hawk would do.
Would do.
And it would confuse your prey or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it helps her power-wise, but it's just that it's not like a carryover from the comic
Yeah.
books.
I'm not even like. It doesn't seem like she has many powers like at all, other than reincarnation.
There are also 2 Hawk girls in the comic.
Well, yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
at this one though.
I guess
I feel like for me, my big problem with her was that she was kind of just like a non-character in the story.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
pretty much a non-factor.
Yeah. Well, not even that. It's just that like she wasn't like a character. I feel like she didn't. She was just very one-dimensional. Even.
She did have one good line in it, though. I'm getting blinked to death over here.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
with
mean,
the eyeball?
I'd also say the "I'm not Superman" thing is
Yeah, that was
it's
pretty
pretty
good.
great.
That was a
top tier line.
to just show that like there are other heroes that are not going to be as
Yeah.
They don't
Nice.
follow that
lenient.
line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important to establish for sure.
And
Speaking of like the Justice Gang,
yeah.
in the Hall of Justice there was like paintings, like murals on the wall, and the friend that I went to go see with yesterday noticed that Wildcat was on
Oh,
in one
really?
of the
Wow.
paintings.
I saw like somebody call out a bunch of them. I think there's the original Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a whole bunch of just like Golden Age, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Very cool.
cool
Yeah, I'm
detail.
waiting for Plastic Man
Yeah.
to come in.
Dude,
Yeah.
20 years ago, maybe 30 now, but like
Is it Mr. Elastic?
Jim Carrey would have been
Something
such
like
a
that.
great
Yeah,
one.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. He would have filled that too.
Yeah.
That's actually Batman considers him the most dangerous
He is, I think.
superhero.
Yeah. He's like similar to where it's like Iceman is like an Omega level mutant.
Right.
But I love it because he's kind of like a pervert in the comics.
Yeah, he's a nut. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
absolutely a nut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The parallels to Israel-Palestine are obvious and a very bold thing to tackle. It sets up this universe that is willing to not want to keep the status quo so that the overarching story is easier to write. Aside from the political aspect, I also just think it's a good story beat that Lex has the inverse relation to the leader that Superman does.
First thing I'll say is that it's fucking crazy that a big budget studio had this blatantly obvious of an Israel-Palestine conflict story
Now.
in their big budget superhero movie
Yeah.
as it's poignant right now. I mean, it's always been a thing,
Yeah, of course.
but it's so poignant right now, and to have it in your big blockbuster is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I
Ballsy, some might say.
Yeah.
almost afraid to talk about it.
I do think it is like a pretty central part of the story, and I thought all of it worked really well, and it's easily tie-inable to Superman.
Even but
It helped the
even
story.
Superman himself wasn't acting politically.
No, yeah,
He
Not at
was
all.
just acting humanely,
yes.
Yeah.
which I'm sure kills fucking woke people because they don't give a shit about humanity. But he's just these people were going to die.
Yeah.
It isn't
that's
about
some-
I agree with you and not with you. It's
Even
these
even in
people
that
that are-
interview with Lois as Superman,
Yeah.
that's the reason why I did it. They were
Period.
going to die. Nothing else mattered.
Yeah, he keeps circling back to that.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And she was making it like nowadays, trying to draw up this political. But you're wrong. But you're wrong. But you're wrong. Is that really why you did that? People were going to die. It's a
Yeah.
simple freaking thing.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I say this is such a personal James Gunn movie, because it's like, oh, well, clearly here's his stance on all of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, which is bullshit because people shouldn't have to die. If they don't have to die. I'm not saying
Agreed.
there should never be another war about, but sometimes enough is enough.
Agreed.
Anyway, what was I going to say? Krypto.
Yeah. I loved Krypto.
He was,
Good?
He was,
Krypto,
he was
too.
adorable.
And it's just like, you never would have gotten that 10 years ago.
No,
No.
and used well.
Yeah.
They didn't overuse him. They kept him within his boundaries. He was a badass. But
And it's just like, I don't know, it's a cool little element to just be like, oh,
Absolutely.
here's fucking Krypto the dog.
And I like the way he called him. Every time he needed help, he'd just
Yeah.
whistle. And you see he's just dog flying.
Yeah. It made me think,
Coming in
like,
hot.
are we going to get, like, the Bat Dog, too? You know, are we going to get, is the Super Pets going to be a thing?
That would be interesting.
what was that line from Gary? He realizes we don't have heartbeats and we
Yeah.
could care less if he lives or
Yeah.
dies.
I fucking thought that was so great too, because like in that ending where it's like, oh well, Thor's a name, and he goes, so is Gary, and then the next time that he talks to him, he's like, oh Gary, can you do that? And it's just like something as simple as that. It's like Superman's the fucking
He's awesome.
best guy ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like he remembered that instantly, and it's like he wants to be called this.
And even the ending where it's Superman and Krypto just sitting, I think next to each other, or I think
On the moon.
on
yeah.
the moon, looking
Yeah.
at that was a really cool
Yeah,
shot.
that was
too.
sweet. Yeah.
That was a sweet little moment.
And he had that moment too after Lex took the dog,
Mm-hmm.
and he was all pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he's just a dog. He's just a dog. Then he goes back to Lois's. I've never really seen Superman upset like that. When
Yeah.
that shit was going on outside the window.
Yeah.
He's
That's
gonna go
just
help
some
them.
dimensional imp.
I also think that the fact that it's not his dog and it's a foster
Yeah, it's a
situation,
foster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
kind of a
completely
foster
changes
thing.
that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because-
He's not even a very good one, but he's probably out there alone.
It's my responsibility.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
my responsibility.
Yeah. I said it earlier, but this central theme of kindness and just doing good because it's good.
Because it's the
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
thing to do. Exactly.
And he played Superman perfectly.
Yeah.
I agree, and it's crazy how well he did as Superman to like also be like the third or like maybe even fourth best performance in the whole film.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but can we talk about how Krypto absolutely tore Lex a new
I
fucking
love that.
asshole?
God, that was funny.
That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
That was probably the most like true to a James Gunn film thing, but I thought it worked.
Just Lex screaming
Mhm.
while he did. That was a funny.
Yeah.
I had mentioned it to you, Mr.
Mr. Terrific.
Terrific,
Mm-hmm.
when they first got to the camp,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of took out like 20 guys.
Yeah.
with
That
his
was one
thing.
of the best scenes
That
in
was
the whole movie. I even
sick.
turned to you during the movie, and I said, "This is so far the best scene in the movie."
I was so impressed because,
Yeah.
like I said, I didn't know anything about
the,
it.
the music playing was
Man.
perfect.
Yeah.
and
Oh.
that was just a
And
great
her
scene.
watching him like
Yeah.
he had
Yes.
her protected.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going
That's
on?
another sequence where it's like that's a James Gunn sequence.
Yeah.
Overall,
Yeah.
I felt like he actually kind of definitely intentionally tried to move away from the James Gunn like, oh, here's the music of this scene and this is how the whole thing goes type of like beats that he usually does. This film had a lot of like made for this movie just soundtrack. I mean, like even like I'm talking about like Lex's theme when
Yeah.
they land in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Like that was just made for the movie as soundtrack, as score.
Right.
Typically, like with like a Guardians film, you'd get some like
Yeah,
70s song that's like kind of the whole like scenes playing off of the song. I think he shied away from that a lot in this one, which is like I don't know, maybe because it's like this big introduction to the DCU, we got more of like a score situation than a typical James Gunn like
I don't know how to feel that it was played twice without like much change.
What do you mean?
Just like the song was played twice.
Which song though?
The Lex's theme. I just don't know how to feel that like it is just that direct of a theme.
Yeah, I do really enjoy it though.
Yeah, it
Like,
sounds good. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just weird to play it twice.
yeah.
That scene at the camp reminded me so much of in Guardians of the Galaxy, Yondu.
Absolutely.
When he's
Oh, yeah.
surrounded
Yeah.
by and he just kind of, they're like, give up, surrender.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
and he takes everybody out with the arrow.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
kind of like,
Absolutely.
whoa.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? That's the James Gunn
Yeah.
sequence.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful way to introduce a new character and to get people interested into him.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
Badass
pretty
scene.
sure he's relatively obscure in DC Comics
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not like as much as like a Metamorpho, but he's pretty obscure.
He
I'd
sticks to
say
himself.
Metamorpho
Yeah.
is less obscure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like more people would probably name him than fucking Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
The first time Lex's theme plays, when the Hammer of Moravia is flying to the camp, I don't know how to feel that, like, the camp just obviously, like, has fucking Lex flags, or Luthor Corp flags. Because, I mean, like, somebody's got to capture that at some point.
Was it Luthor Corp or were they Planet Watch?
I think it was Luthor Corp. I mean, either way, that's connected
Yeah.
to Lex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. He's a pretty bad fucking guy.
I know. I just feel like it's
Should
crazy
we
that he
just
wasn't
get
caught
right
yet.
into Lex now?
I guess, yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I think there's a good bit to say.
Yeah.
I thought Nicholas Hoult was just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Killed it.
He did.
Yeah.
I'd say probably the best performance in the whole film.
He had such a confidence of who he was and what he wanted and everything else. That envy thing just got him. He just had to. He wanted that power.
I think it's. I don't even want to say probably. I just. I think it's James Gunn's best character writing. Especially the whole monologue of like every time Einstein or Galileo are mentioned in the same breath as me, I get that fucking vomit in the back of my throat. At least Galileo did something important, and it's just like all this envy, like it's all about annihilating you.
Yep.
Yeah.
He like
wild.
And even the revelation that like I'm not killing you to get this like whole Baravia conflict. I started the Baravia conflict to kill you.
Yep. Which is amazing.
Just fucking being so, you just hate this person so much, you just start fucking crying, and it's incredible.
And it was one of the greatest monologues in the whole movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's my favorite monologue in the whole thing, for sure.
He just knocked that out of the park.
He made evil very entertaining.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. He is evil.
Yes.
I could not take my eyes off the screen.
This is
when
the
he was
most
talking.
evil I think we've ever seen, Lex Luthor, in
Yeah.
these movies. I mean,
Yeah, there was no conscience.
This
Cold
is one
Stone
of my
killed a man,
favorite villains in like movies, period.
Yeah.
Not even just like comic book movies. He was fucking evil.
He was vile, yeah.
There's a moment where Ultraman is beating up Superman, and it cuts to Lex realizing he won, so far as he knows, and he just cannot contain his satisfaction. It's just a very obvious excitement going on. It's just a great acting moment.
Yeah, just 1A, 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 1A.
Yeah.
I love, what you said. Like, it's just so obvious that he can't even hold himself back from just fucking punching this guy in the face.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like the look on his face is just like,
Yeah.
like his smile is just fucking like so open and obvious. Like he literally just can't contain it.
Like a 5-year-old that got his birthday present.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
the thing he wanted.
I saw somebody mention, like, if this is how sadistic Lex is, like, imagine Reverse Flash
Wow.
is going to be just an absolute demon.
Yeah, bud.
I also thought the way he's portrayed is perfect because of just the inclusion of so many little tech things, from pocket dimensions to a fleet of hate comment monkeys. It just meshed together perfectly to create a Willy Wonka-esque supervillain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of who he is. He's just tech genius billionaire.
Yeah.
So in this world, Lex and Superman don't know each other. They know of each other.
Yes.
But they've not
They
like
had not met,
Smallville, where
yeah.
they kind of grew up together, whatever. They used to be friends or whatever. So, okay.
Something funny I noticed was that, when Clark's mom is like, there's something on the box that you're going to want to see, their TV is Luthor Corp brand.
Oh, jeez, that's hilarious.
So it's like, I don't know, just even like, this guy fucking hates Superman so much. It's
But
like,
you see,
family owns a TV that's of his brand.
But back to the point of what you're saying about them, you didn't like them because they were too hicky. I just think it's just so simple. Just where they live in probably such a small town, they still they call their TV the box.
The box.
It's not a flat screen. It's still a box TV. So like they're just very simple people who just don't even want those types of things.
I thought it offered like the perfect parallel from Metropolis.
Yeah.
That was just a little too much for me.
I saw that the Luthor Corp stuff, the reason it's that is because in Smallville it's that, and the reason it's that in Smallville is because Lex Luthor's dad is a part of that still. So, I'm pretty sure.
It's interesting. I don't know if that, has any big significance outside of namesake.
Yeah. I loved the inclusion of his team. I also saw a detail where in the credits, so he has a guy named Otis, and in the credits, his full name is Otisburg, like section of California.
1978.
Yeah. He wanted it to be Otisburg.
Yeah, from like that movie.
Yeah.
So that was a very funny detail that you showed me. Yeah.
Nice.
I thought the CGI looked great. I also kind of like just like going full into CGI. So like fucking Frank Miller movie. So I don't know, not Frank Miller, George Miller.
George Miller, yeah.
CGI looked good. Again, the only time that I had a problem was the first time we see like the fisheye lens on Superman flying. That's the only time
I think what
weird.
is so jarring about it is that like you almost like want him to be like looking into camera.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's not just kind of feels wrong.
Makes you
Almost.
feel
feels
off,
odd.
Yeah,
Feels off,
yeah.
That was the only time I was like, strange.
Yeah. It definitely does
Yeah.
make me feel a little weird.
And a few times they did that weird thing, like when he would go up and all you see is the S on the screen and fly. They did that once or twice in the movie. Just kind of weird to me, but it worked.
I didn't mind it. It actually made me feel like, because originally I wasn't the biggest fan of the suit, and maybe I'm still not the biggest fan of it, but it definitely looked better in action than it did just like as a suit.
Yeah.
I cleaned your boots.
I do hope we get like a redesign that isn't just like I saw like there was some black and white like test screening footage for it, and I feel like that just made it so obvious why I don't like it, because it's just like it makes the lines and just like random padding and everything everywhere so obvious. So I just hope we get a redesign at some point.
And I'm guessing Supergirl hasn't made her appearance yet.
What do you mean?
No one spoke about her. They don't seem too concerned about another illegal alien.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
Right? She kind of shows up at the end.
Yeah.
And she's obviously
She's
been
been
out
out
by Red
partying.
Suns.
You know? We don't know for how many years.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think it was a good idea to include that as a pre-credit scene rather than a post one.
Yeah.
It just kind of gave you a taste for what that's going to be.
Yeah.
And in what, 10 seconds, 15
no.
seconds, I have a kind of full idea of where that movie is
Of
going
where,
to go.
Yeah.
what her attitude
And
is.
the idea of Lobo, Jason Momoa being Lobo in it is kind of
Pretty awesome.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all there for that.
The man.
I will admit, when Superman goes back to the Fortress of Solitude and it's like, oh, I played the playing your parents thing, he finds it soothing, and then it's the fucking childhood footage of him in the Kents set to,
That
you
was
know,
definitely one of those
punk rocker.
moments.
That was awesome.
I was nearly in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was one
awesome.
of those
That
moments
was
that
great.
makes you tear
That's
up.
the
It was
type of
great.
shit that James Gunn just does so well.
But imagine Superman, if that message was true, the second half, if there was no problem with it, what would he have been, an evil Superman?
Have you ever seen Superman Red Son?
No.
There's like this alternate version of him where he crash lands into Soviet Russia instead of Kansas. It'd probably be more like that.
Yeah.
Just like
Isn't-
Well, I don't know,
darker.
because I feel like the whole point is this movie is fucking nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
And like we don't know, I guess, when he first was able to even see that message.
Sure.
So like if he got to it when he was 18 or whatever, he still had all that Kent parenting. So
Yeah.
True.
and I feel like that still would have won out over in the end.
He is
so.
the man he was.
Raised to be.
Like
Raised
this,
to be.
this goes against everything that I learned.
Yeah. I mean, like we don't even know what else the like elves provided him with.
True.
So
Yeah. I thought just this movie is just so like hopeful.
Yes.
And optimistic.
Yes.
And just the idea of kindness being the new punk rock is it's a very James Gunn thing, but it's like you can't help but feel like that kicks fucking ass. And it's great. I really, really love it.
What I liked is that it definitely stole elements from some of the other movies as well that came before it. Obviously.
I'd even say like it does take some inspiration from Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah, most certainly. Yeah.
I was still confused. I think I mentioned it after we left, that the engineer, was that?
Yeah.
when he told her to fill his lungs, Superman doesn't breathe. I mean, there's no way in the world that would stop him. I mean, even no matter whose version of Superman, he can go underwater. He can fly in space. Filling his lungs with the nanonites or whatever probably shouldn't even slow him down.
So my thing is that I just think that they're incorrect about their information. I just think
That's
that
what
they're
I'm thinking,
not
too.
right about
Well,
him not being able to breathe.
wouldn't they have been able to test it on Ultraman?
True.
I guess,
Yeah, true.
but then again, like Lex does.
I wonder if
mention
it's
that
just
he's
like
not.
they fucking tested it on
perfect.
Ultraman, and because he's a fucking idiot, he didn't know what to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like Lex
Yeah.
mentions he's not a perfect clone.
Yeah.
So who knows? And also, he does go up into space and then kind of just rocket himself down and
Yeah, which
does
I
that
didn't-
move.
which to me was unnecessary because
Yeah.
it kind of looked like he had them not breathing.
Well, I guess he didn't want to kill them.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, though, one other thing I want to talk about with Bizarro before he fucking punches him into a black hole is the river to the fucking anti-proton
Right,
river
Yeah.
to the black hole is made of cubes.
Yeah.
And in the comics, Bizarro Earth is a cube. So
There you go.
I like that idea, though.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
I think it's kind of obvious. That's
And
gonna
it would be a
Bizarro.
James Gunn thing to do. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if we got
Bring in
Krypto the
Bizarro.
Superdog, we're gonna get.
I like
Bizarro.
Bizarro as a character.
I've always
I-
liked Bizarro
yeah,
too.
Me too.
I even hope, like, in All-Star Superman, I don't know if, like, this is the original thing of it, but there's a Bizarro that's
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
but he's Superman. Like, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And, like, there's just, like, such a touching moment where, like, because it's still fucking a Bizarro Earth, like, everyone else there is just, like, bizarro-ish people. But like he wants to leave, but like he also knows that like he should lead these people. And like Superman's just like, I read some of your writing. It was actually pretty great. And like it's just like such a touching moment. I like hope we see it sometime in live action.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite moment from All-Star Superman.
This is gonna make Jack very happy, but this movie, and because I've not read outside of Batman pretty much any DC stuff, so this movie really made me want to dive into some of Superman's greatest hits in the comics.
Yeah.
He's been trying to get me to read Superman's Secret Identity for maybe 2 years.
Maybe like a year and a half.
So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do All-Star.
The guy that was holding Element Man's
Yeah,
baby,
I was going to ask about him. Who is that?
it looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin after a while, right?
One thing I didn't like, just as like a setup, is like
Baby Joey.
he didn't have like a fucking gun to kill him to like threaten Metamorpho with. Like that was just confusing to me.
Maybe he just since
just
he's
that
a
he was
baby
big and
that
he
guy's
coulda just-
humongous, he
Yeah.
could maybe
Yeah.
just rip the baby's head off or something.
Well, okay, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, what the fuck was the point of that? Like, the whole point was that the guy was threatening him with the baby. So, like, I'm just confused. Like, if you're not threatening, like, why is... I'm fucking just
Well, he
spitballing
was, he
here.
was
I
in the
mean-
cage with him, so that had to be enough.
Lex kind of does. I don't know if he says it's about Joey or if he says it about Superman or the dog. I think it's about Krypto. He's like, the death will definitely be like slow and painful.
Yeah.
Wasn't that about the falafel guy?
No, I think
No,
it was
no,
about
no, no.
Krypto. He
Yeah,
said we're gonna
Krypto.
get what we need from the dog and then put him down, and I can guarantee you the
Oh,
death
yeah,
will be.
yeah. I remember now.
It was
Yeah.
so satisfying watching Krypto kick his ass.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
fucking Superman going through the
Smash.
fucking,
Yeah.
like,
Glass.
VR thing.
Yeah.
It's just, like, perfect.
Yeah.
So there's got to be more to Metamorpho and Joey. I'm not familiar with them much at all.
Well, I looked into it. I don't think there's ever a Metamorpho that's an alien. I did know that, like, there's a Metamorpho that just, like, fucking found something in Egypt and, like, in the
Oh,
pyramids
okay.
that turned
well,
him
I
into
don't
Metamorpho.
think he was an alien because
Well-
he seemed to have an American
Well, I was just
wife.
wondering why his baby is green, other than, like, whatever the fuck's going on with Metamorpho.
I'd imagine that's why his baby's green.
I was just wondering because I
Or
mean
he found
he
it.
looked like an alien.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it could be he found it.
Yeah.
I
hope we see him
bothered me
again.
too, though. How I know he can change into any element, but how would he know what kryptonite is if he's not an alien?
Well, I think they just said he can, like, without even knowing, he can just do that.
Yeah, which to me is a little.
I think in the comics it's limited, like, to any element in the human body.
Mm.
So
Oh, is it? Yeah. But anyway, that bothered me a little.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
he could turn himself into something he's never seen or never had experience with.
yeah, I feel like still my biggest issue is that the threat of the baby just fell apart.
I do think it worked well, though. Like, even Lex being like, I do have a workaround for that.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that was the workaround.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
And I
Done.
thought Metamorpho was a really interesting character.
Yep.
Yeah,
And he looked great.
he looked cool.
I like how the way, like, the crystals formed is similar to the way that the, like, Fortress of
Fortress.
Fortress
Solitude.
comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool character. Very.
And it was
very
cool to have Kryptonite in the film. And it wasn't something where it was like the whole like final battle hinged on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just something that kind of happened
They needed
at
to
the
subdue
midpoint.
him. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect way to figure out how to do it.
Yeah. Something that I feel like we should get into is the more expanded universe parts of everything. Metahumans have been around for 300 years. We have Rick Flag in this movie, who I guess has worked with
Right.
the Creature Commandos at this
Right.
point.
One of the women there was also the person who knocked out Amanda Waller in
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad.
Mm.
So
That's interesting.
Yeah, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker is around.
Yeah.
That guy made a point to say at the end to Rick Flag, I'm glad that you're not so concerned with the metahumans because now they're running the show or they're making all the decisions. We're also going to be getting Rick Flag in the Peacemaker show.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what goes on with that. There's also going to be pocket universes in that show, we found out.
I think it's confirmed by Gunn that it's like the same technology.
Mhm.
So just funny that fucking Peacemaker's dad has a better version of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, super interesting stuff to include in your Superman movie and expand your universe this much without it taking away from the central story at all, in my opinion.
Yep.
That's like what I was saying. Like all that little stuff just worked so perfectly for me.
Agreed. That's why I said the flow of the movie and everything they threw in just kind of worked toward the next scene, or just completed the scene that it was meant to.
Yeah. I'd love to see more of what happens inside the Daily Planet. Like if we could get a show about Jimmy Olsen that, you know, has Lois and Perry and the guy from SNL that was Steve, I think.
Yeah, the weird one with the mustache.
Yeah. That loves Superman but hates Clark Kent. Did you notice that when Superman, everyone thought he was bad, he took off his pin?
Yeah.
Post credits, we already talked about the moon thing.
Yeah. I mean, neither of them were too serious.
Yeah, I feel like that is just my problem. Is like he did talk about how like he doesn't want to go the same way as the MCU, where it's like almost like forcing people to do this stuff. Because I mean, like he said that in Guardians 2, like that movie has fucking like 6 post credits, I think, because like he was forced to do the Adam Warlock one and like just another important one. So I just feel like even then the second one was not funny enough to warrant 6 minutes.
It's not funny enough, but I do think it's a great characterization moment for Superman, where he's like, I could really be such a jerk.
I just
it's like the most fucking non-factor thing, you know?
I just wish like we had more, even like interspersed the same way that it was in
I also think
Guardians
that it maybe could have worked as not even being a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
It could have just worked as a scene in the movie.
I mean, I'm sure there's so many fucking deleted scenes that could have been.
I read something last night that during the interview between Clark and Lois, David Corenswet was just so into it at one point that he just like goes like, "Oh, fuck you" to Lois, and they had to cut it.
Oh, freak you.
So people were like, "You should release the fuck you cut."
Would have worked.
Yeah.
That was good. That interview was actually spot on.
Yeah.
It just feels like they don't want to show
I just
too
want
much
like
yet.
I don't know. I'm not even asking for like the fucking Peacemaker type post credits, but just like stuff like I just want more if it's gonna be something like that, or just like more worth it.
Yeah.
Because it just was not worth a 6-minute fucking wait for me.
Yeah. No, that's fair. It was kind of
that is my least favorite scene.
similar to the Multiverse of Madness post-credit scene with Bruce Campbell. It's over, right? Kind of.
I'd say that's funny though. Like I don't know. Anyone else least favorite?
Least favorite scenes.
That's
We don't.
this
gotta
movie is
answer.
quite hard to actually think of a least favorite scene.
For me, I'd probably say after they closed the interdimensional rift, just like the Daily Planet people celebrating, kind of just felt like, I don't know,
A little weird.
little kind of out of place.
Yeah.
Like I get why, but it's just a little out of place. And there were a couple like James Gunnisms that were maybe a little shoehorned in. Like I feel like every reviewer ever is gonna bring up the I'm doing important stuff. That line was like a little. It's not that Superman like wouldn't say that. It's just like clearly a bit outside of the writing.
I'd say there's a few moments like that. I
There
can't
is.
think
There
of
is.
others, but
I'm
like,
trying to think of like a second one that I had noticed, but there's
I'd
a
say that's
couple.
even like the best of them.
Yeah.
My most disappointing scene was when he left without his dog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that showdown, we moved through the desk and everything, and Lex just so cool. Like, dog? What are you talking about? You know?
Yeah.
Like, just the fact that he left without his dog, I was like, what the fuck? You can see through walls. You can do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
How could you just leave knowing that this guy might be cutting him up?
Yeah.
That was my most disappointing.
Well, I guess we kind of don't fully know what happens because it transitions right into the Peacemaker thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'd have to say Hawk, and the scene with Hawkgirl when she's like picks up the guy and screeches in his face. That was just like
It is also crazy. She fucking killed the head of state.
yeah. I mean, I love that she did that. It's just
No, he was a fake head of state, but still.
I mean, still,
Yeah.
just
fucking politics are fake, man.
I
You
did
live in a
really
world
like
of
the idea
cogs.
of Lex bringing him a donut, and he's like, "Oh, they're pretty good,
Yeah,
right?
just
Can
fucking-
open one in my half." Of
I
the
mean, it
term."
also shows that like he loves the city.
Yeah.
Like he does want to be the leader of the city and like
Yeah,
the fucking world too, I guess. But like,
yeah, it's great character writing.
Yeah.
Least favorite from you?
Least favorite, I don't know.
yeah, gotta answer.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have it,
I can't think of a least favorite. I guess I'm so focused on my favorite scene. You
Well,
know?
then let's kick us off.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite scene is that scene when they first land on the beach with Mr. Terrific, and he takes everybody out. That just really got me going in the whole movie, and that's when I said, "Wow, this guy's great," and I'd like to see a show with him.
Yeah.
You know, I'd really like to see that.
Yeah.
My favorite is definitely the second he likes to see his parents scene. Fucking almost cried.
Yeah.
Great moment.
Yeah. For me, I'd say tough to pick between Lex's monologue and that final scene where he likes to see his parents.
Yeah.
I'd have to say either the Mr. Terrific scene, because that was just badass,
Yeah.
or his conversation with his dad on the porch. That was that almost had me in tears.
Yeah, that was another great monologue in the movie as well, and from a great
And it was a
character
simple.
actor.
It was
yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
That was the beauty
But
of it.
he's such a great character actor that he's always just such in the moment. Even when he was going to sit down and just that move over, just so right in that moment. He's just a great actor. Always has been, you know.
I enjoyed the entire movie. I think all the scenes, the action scenes and everything just worked so well. The most satisfying scene for me was Krypto kicking the shit out of us.
I agree.
I'm sorry. I wanted that son of a bitch down, and I know Superman wasn't going to do it.
No.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
leave
The
it up
dog
to
is like,
Krypto.
no,
you
you
know.
tried to kill me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I just love Superman doesn't stop him, but he's like, Krypto. Oh, Jesus, stop.
Yeah.
And when you
I
think
like,
it's over, he does it again.
One foreshadowing moment is Krypto and the T-spheres turning
Oh.
into fucking Lex's like cameras.
Yeah.
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 Get the toy. Yeah.
Get the toy.
Now, the real question for me is, who do you think had it worse? Loki getting smashed around by the Hulk, or Lex Luthor getting smashed around by Krypto?
That's a good question.
At least fucking Loki can take it.
Yeah.
Dear God.
All right. We putting ratings on it?
I'm going to give it a 9. A solid 9.
I was a 9.5 myself. The moment I got out of the movie, I was.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9.5 because
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm 8.5 to a 9,
Wow.
closer to a 9.
I guess like I am probably like an 8.5, but like yeah, I'll just put it at an 8.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean that's not bad.
Yeah,
Fucking
no,
8
no,
out of
no.
10.
Oh, you fucking hated this movie, didn't you?
ah.
I feel like just a
You
great to
didn't
me
like it
is an
'cause it
8.
was woke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say if I had to like put it exact, it'd be like an 8.7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Based off of what?
I don't know.
We've had.
In between 8.
Did we ever have
8.7
a
point.
perfect movie?
I
I forgot what it was.
I gave something a 10.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
What do you mean,
Yeah, I
like
think
all
we-
5 of us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, but like.
Yeah. Have we all had the same score, or have we all given it a
No,
10?
no.
Or has anyone?
We've had a 10 movie.
We've had a 10.
Yeah.
I do remember.
I forget what it was. It was kind of recent, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was an old movie we watched. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was
something
The
we
Crow
went
or
to the
something.
movie
I think
theater.
you liked The Crow and gave that a.
I don't think I gave The Crow a 10.
I think it was
don't
it
know.
The Adventures of Screwhead that we were all like surprised that it was.
Oh, I think I
good?
gave that a 10.
I think we all said it was.
I think
10.
I gave that an 8.
Oh, okay.
You're a tough critic anyway.
Nice job, James Gunn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward. When does Peacemaker come out? That should be coming out
Yeah, it's
soon.
got to be soon.
Why do I
Should
want to
be
say
soon.
like
August.
February?
Oh,
Oh,
maybe
is
it
it?
was.
But-
Is it that soon?
Yeah, I thought it was August.
Maybe I'm thinking of like
Yeah, it's
the
August.
Punisher.
My Sandman fans, have you guys started watching?
Yes.
season
Oh,
two?
I'm
Me
done.
and him are done.
We
You
should
guys
have to
finished
do-
already?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's only
What are you doing, man?
You guys
I'm
have
on
to
episode
do
3
a
now.
podcast. Though.
Yeah. All right. So that was our review of James Gunn's Superman. Kindness is the new punk rock.
Yes.
Keep it in your head forever. Next week is Man of Steel from Zack Snyder. We're going to be doing a bit of a comparison to the new Superman, and we're all really excited about it. So we'll see you next time for Caped Critiquers.
Bye.
Bye. I'm a punk rocker, yes I am.